Peace. What's up? I want to talk about imposter syndrome. I think it's important to evaluate yourself and ask yourself if the thoughts that you're thinking about yourself are true, or are the thoughts that you're thinking coming from your imposter syndrome. I think one thing that I've realized is that a woman's sensuality is powerful, and regardless of your size and how you view yourself, many people are going to be attracted to that sensual feminine aspect of yourself. And this is not only just about other people, but you'll begin to observe people's reactions. And it's not just men, it's women as well. When you hold yourself in a certain regard, and it's not you thinking that you're better than anybody. What up, mama? What up, girl? Tell them. It's not you thinking that you're better than anybody else, but it's about walking with that pure, divine, feminine energy, you know? And people are going to see it. People are going to feel it. And when you walk with confidence, regardless, there is this energy that emits from your pores and from your auric field that just brings light to other people. And you never know when, by you actually living in accountability and accepting yourself for all that you are, how that begins to affect other people and how they see themselves, to know that they too can be confident in themselves. I honestly, a girl's chunky, all right? I mean, I consider myself a slim thick. That's what I consider myself. I consider myself a slim thick, and I actually like it. I don't want to lose all of this. I do want to tone, which is why I'm coming to the gym now every single day. And I do want to lose a little bit of weight, but I don't want to lose that slim thickness. You know what I'm saying? I like that little bit of thickness on my body. So, however, there were moments of myself where I would sit back and be like, I'm too fat, I'm too this, my back fat. When I sit down, my roll is basically just one big roll, comes over my pants, you know, and it's just, is anybody gonna love me like this? Is anybody gonna accept me like this? And life isn't about living for what anybody else thinks of you. Life is about accepting yourself in this present moment for all that you are, and knowing that if you want to upgrade yourself and be a fitter version, or a more loving version, or a more expanded version, then you have the power to do that. Now, I'm not saying go out there and, you know, just be like, fuck it, I'm not going to change who I am because I'm just accepting myself, and then you're just eating like shit, feeling like shit, you're depressed, have anxiety and all of that. No, that's obviously your body telling you it wants to change. It's time for a change, you know, for the better. But what I do want to say is be gentle with your process. Find the pockets of yourself that are living from that imposter syndrome that is making you maybe not want to take the next steps of what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And for me, a girl is not getting any younger, man. I mean, I'm really not. And there's just parts of me that embrace my sensuality, and I feel at home there. And, you know, it feels good to me. I just love being able to indulge in myself and put on some good music and have a drink and vibe to, you know, some good ass, you know, energy. And I'm beginning to want to share that aspect of myself with other people, you know, and regardless of how I look, regardless of my tummy coming out of, you know, my lingerie, or some people think that your tits might be saggy, you know, not realizing you breastfed 3 children and this is now years later, and, you know, you got fat and got skinny again, got fat and got skinny again for a beautiful purpose. but things just change, you know what I'm saying? And then how heavy they are, and gravity, like people just don't think about this shit. So instead of trying to convince others of what you've been through and what you have going on and all that you are, I think the most beautiful way that you can show up is just show up as yourself. And how to get out of that imposter syndrome is anything that you aren't doing that comes with a what if and what about others, that is your imposter syndrome. And when you begin to start telling yourself that, and when you begin to start feeling that, that is when you need to grab in the depths of yourself, and change the narrative. We have to change the narrative, you know? And yeah, man, I don't know. I kind of feel like, you know, I did a lot of that. I did a lot of the self-worth, you know, part of myself where I had to like really lock in and figure out if I was living through my mother's voice, my stepdad's voice. And most of it was, you know, most of it was. And granted, you know, they only did what their parents taught them. And, you know, there is no holding on to that because I can't. It's just too heavy to carry. And I'd rather just recognize their voices within me and tune their voices all the way down and begin to overpower their voice with my voice and with what makes me happy and how I feel good about myself and what I think I'm worth, you know? And yeah, because if we don't, then we end up in these cycles of not understanding like why we're still here in a certain position or in a certain space when the whole time you've really been living under an identity that isn't even yours. You know, you are beautiful, you are expansive, you are infinite. Yes, we are wearing this human sleeve. Yes, you have the power to transform yourself at any time. And that's the beautiful part, is being gentle with the process, because each of us has a fucking process. There is no doubt about that. Sorry, I was reading a text message. So yeah, you know, so now when a girl comes into the gym, you know, I don't give a shit. Before I did, I really did, because when you come into these gyms, especially Crunch Fitness, it's a wide open gym. And, you know, you see people who've probably been getting it fit for years, you know, and sometimes you begin to judge yourself. Like, am I good enough? Am I this? But remember, it's not even about that. It's your confidence that makes you beautiful. It's the confidence in how you show up and accepting yourself every single day as you are, knowing that you're beautiful as you are. And I've been really testing it out. And I swear, these last few days that I've like really been accountable and showing up for myself and just doing what I need to do in the gym. I don't give a fuck who's around, who sees, who, I don't care anymore. I just do not care. I just don't care. I don't care. I have gotten so many compliments, especially from women inside the locker room, the change room, the back room, where all the women are. You know, I've gotten so many compliments of just them saying how beautiful I am. You know, and I think those are confirmations that you are vibing at a certain frequency, and that life isn't about the external aspect of yourself. It's about your auric field. It's about your energy field that you emit. And as you move through that goodness, and as you move through that good ass motherfucking feeling, everything else that you're carrying, all that extra weight, eventually begins to melt itself away. Your external body is a reflection of what you have going on inside. Not to say that it's not ugly, not to say this, not to say that, but it's the truth. The more weight you carry externally, the more weight you're carrying internally. And so when you begin to be more confident and you begin to know your worth and you begin to eat better and do better and, you know, wake up intentional with all the love that you have for yourself and fuck everybody else and giving them your power, you start getting confirmations that you're on the right path, because people see it and they feel it. You know, they're your confirmation that you're on the path that you need to be on. You know, one thing that I love is David Goggins, and he actually got me on my jogging journey, because I listened to his story first, and I watched so many tons of his videos, and then I got inspired, and then when I got inspired, I started changing up my routine, and then I started jogging in the mornings, and I would listen to his videos in the mornings. And David Goggins, he's mentally is so strong, and it's just so sexy to me, like his mentality, because he took himself from 300 and some pounds now to a triathlete and whatever else he has going on, writing a book about his experience. But where he was and where he's at now, where he came from, the most of our journeys, the most people that have the power to dig deep within themselves are the ones that probably had the worst childhood and upbringing. And you have a choice to be able to use that childhood trauma as a stepping stone or as a stumbling block. And he used it as a stepping stone. I'm choosing to use mine as a stepping stone. And I think the beautiful thing about him that he mentioned is you can't take your old you into the new you that you're desiring for yourself. You literally have to create a brand new identity. You know, you have to create a monster. You have to go into the darkness and get that fucking monster from within and drag that monster out, to use that energy in order to be successful in how you want yourself to be, you know. And I can relate to that. I totally relate to that. A lot of you probably know I prefer, you know, kind of getting into the darkness of myself, in the shadow aspect of myself. There's a lot on my page that I don't express, that I don't show, but I've found that when you're able to use a lot of your childhood experiences, you begin to create a different identity and a different persona, and you show up as a beast. You know, you show up as a beast in this new reality of yourself, and that is what gets you through. You begin to hear the words of oppression, and you get to hear the racism of, well, my childhood, the racism of a stepfather, or, you know, the physical abuse that you know, experienced, that I experienced, and the, you know, the emotional and mental fuckism that you had to experience, and you use that to change the dynamic of all that you are as you know, in your adulthood. And there is no taking that damaged self into the new aspect of you. You know, you have to create this: I'm powerful, I'm magnetic, I'm worthy, I got this, I'm a beast. That is your new identity. You know, that is your new identity. The other one, which I mentioned, is your imposter syndrome person that comes with all of that childhood trauma experiences that you're still holding on to, you know. And I've learned that throughout, you know, all of these years of myself, as I begin to reminisce of things that I did experience, you know, as a young girl. You know, there's probably a lot of women that are on a hush hush of what they experienced, even from people that they trusted, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was any of those things, you know. And when you're able to sit back as this grown person and observe all that you went through, and look at how beautiful your life is now, and how you're choosing to transmute and alchemize that energy into this path that you have now, that is bringing you closer to source, that's bringing you closer to that connection to the divinity of source energy, that is when your path really begins to start. You know, it really begins to start. The beginning begins to begin, right? And when you wake up every day now, and you're able to look at yourself in the mirror and affirm, and really mean it, affirm and really mean what it is that you're saying, and trusting what you're saying and believing it to be true, that is when all of the other elements that you fester on and that you care about just begins to kind of, evaporate and remove itself, and it starts to disappear. And then you come into a new sleeve, and you come in, it's like that snake, you begin to shed that old skin that your body doesn't need anymore, because you've outgrown that skin, you've outgrown that sleeve, and the next version of you cannot take that old and dead skin with you. You have to shed. It's a must, and when you volunteer yourself to shed, it's less painful. If you hold on and you're still, in the victim mentality, then, you're going to shed, but it's going to be piece by piece by piece, and it's just going to hurt. And it's just not going to be the best process, to where, with a snake, it, moves within its environment, and knows the season of itself and when to shed, and it just begins to nicely flow through the shedding. So yeah, I just want you guys to know that nobody is alone in this life, and sometimes it's so sad to see people against each other, because we all have gone through something, and the best thing that we can do is just support each other. We really, really just need to support each other, no matter what people are going through, how they want to experience their life, how they're choosing to deal with their shit. It's showing up differently for everybody, and yeah, you got to create a beast. You got to create a new identity that is full of worth, that is full of self-love, that is full of knowingness, that is full of I am going to do this, I am divinity. And once you begin to harness that energy, everything else has no choice but to honor that and serve that. And when it honors it and serves it, you'll be able to recognize it, because now people externally also recognize it, and they will come to you and confirm what it is that you're living. And when somebody comes up to you and confirms that what it is that you're living, and it's a beautiful confirmation, you know that the work within is emitting from without. And that is a beautiful place to be. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Mama is just an update for her. She has, as you've seen her peeking out. I'm gonna post a video this morning. She has her little suit on, her surgery suit, which I bought from Amazon. It has like little cute pink sleeves, which is so cute. Today's day 6 for her. She's doing great. I'm just gonna keep it on for a couple of more days just to be safe, because it's scabbing up and I don't want her to lick the scab away. And then on Amazon, I bought her this really cute gothic looking collar. Let me see if I can show you. It's just so cute, which I should be getting today. Let's see, yeah, this one. It is so adorbs. It's black and red. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's lace. Oh my God, it's so adorable. I can't wait to put that on her. And then it has like a black and it's black, silver, and red, but the silver is just in the gem that's here, with the red kind of looks like a ruby type of thing. And then since she's all black, please, she's gonna look so cute. Yeah, so I just bought that for her, so I should get it today. But she's doing good, y'all. Let me show you. I mean, she's licking her soup. Lilith. Hi, mamita. ¿Cómo estás? You doing good? My little pretty mummy. So yeah, I'm happy to see her. And she's been jumping around back to her normal self. She's not on her medication anymore. We're 2 days out, so I think all the medication finally released itself from her body. So she is up doing her thing. So yay! Yay to healing. All right, y'all, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video if anybody just needs a little push in their life to know their greatness. And yeah, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. All right, peace.